Imagine waking up tomorrow. No alarm clock, no school, no office, no phone, no money, no internet, no supermarkets, no roads, just endless wilderness, stretching in every direction. Now ask yourself, what would you do for the next 12 hours? Most people imagine ancient humans spent most of their day sitting around a fire, waiting until it was time to hunt. But that's completely wrong. The truth is, their day began long before sunrise, and from the moment they opened their eyes, every decision could decide whether they would still be alive. By nightfall, there were no weekends, no holidays, no retirement. Survival was a full-time job. The very first thing they checked wasn't food, it wasn't weapons, it was the fire. If the flames had gone out overnight, everything became harder. The freezing cold returned. Cooking became impossible. Wild animals could come much closer. So before anyone even thought about breakfast, someone had to make sure the fire was still alive. If it was dying, dry wood had to be added immediately. If it survived the night, it was treated like treasure. Only then could the family think about everything else. But as daylight slowly appeared, another problem was already waiting outside, because today, someone had to leave the safety of the camp, not for adventure, not for exploration, but because if nobody found food, there might not be another tomorrow. As the first light touched the trees, nobody rushed straight into the forest. That would have been a deadly mistake. Before hunting, before gathering, before doing anything, the camp had to be prepared. Someone checked if predators had wandered nearby during the night. Fresh footprints could mean a hungry wolf was still watching. Then came the water. Unlike today, there was no tap, no bottle, no clean well. Water had to be found every single day. Sometimes it meant walking hundreds of meters to a nearby river. Sometimes it meant collecting rainwater, and during winter, breaking thick ice just to reach fresh water underneath. Without water, even the strongest hunter wouldn't survive for long. But another problem was already growing. The fire needed more wood. A campfire could burn for hours, which meant someone had to gather dry branches before yesterday's supply ran out. It sounds simple until you remember every trip away from camp could end with a predator attack. Still, someone had to go. Children usually stayed close, helping collect small sticks, leaves, and anything that could burn. Adults carried heavy logs back to camp. Every bundle of wood meant another warm night, another cooked meal, another chance to survive. Only after the fire was safe, the water collected, and the camp secured did the most dangerous job finally begin: finding food. But here's the surprising part. Ancient humans didn't hunt every single day. In fact, many mornings were spent looking for something. Most people completely forget plants, roots, berries, honey, and even insects, because sometimes the forest could feed an entire family without chasing a single animal. But how could anyone know which plants would keep you alive and which ones would kill you within hours? Finding plants wasn't as simple as picking fruit from a tree. One mistake could kill you. Some berries were full of nutrients, others contained deadly poison. Ancient humans couldn't search Google. They learned through generations of observation. Parents taught children which leaves were safe, which roots could be eaten, and which mushrooms should never be touched. That knowledge was worth more than gold. Sometimes they discovered wild honey, a rare treasure packed with energy, but getting it was dangerous. Angry bees could attack without warning. Still, the reward was worth the risk. When berries or roots weren't enough, they searched for insects. Yes, ancient humans ate insects, beetles, grasshoppers, larvae, even ants. It might sound strange today, but insects are packed with protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients. For our ancestors, they weren't disgusting. They were survival. But plants, honey, and insects could only feed a family for so long. Sooner or later, they needed something much bigger, a successful hunt. And that's where the most dangerous part of their entire day finally began. Sooner or later, plants were no longer enough. A family couldn't survive forever on berries, roots, and insects. Now, it was time to hunt. But hunting didn't happen the way movies show it. Ancient humans didn't charge straight at mammoths with spears. That would have been suicide. Instead, they watched for hours, sometimes for days. They studied animal tracks, broken branches, fresh footprints, even the wind. Because if an animal smelled humans, the hunt was already over. Every hunter had a role. Some stayed hidden, some slowly moved the herd. Others waited for the perfect moment. Then the attack began, not with speed, but with teamwork. Several hunters surrounded the animal, driving it towards steep cliffs, soft mud, or narrow valleys, where escape became difficult. Only then did the spears fly. Even after a successful hunt, the danger wasn't over. A wounded animal could still kill. One kick from a giant bison, one charge from a wild boar, or one mistake near a mammoth could end everything. But when the hunt succeeded, nothing was wasted. The meat fed the family. The fat provided energy. The bones became tools. The skin became warm clothing. Even the tendons turned into strong sewing thread. Every part had value, because wasting food meant risking your future. But after hours of hunting, carrying heavy meat, and walking home, the hardest part still wasn't over, because now the entire camp had to prepare for another freezing night. As the sun began to disappear, everyone returned to camp. The hunters brought meat. Others carried firewood. Children helped gather anything useful they had found. But the day's work still wasn't finished. Fresh meat couldn't simply be left outside. Hungry wolves, hyenas, and bears could smell it from far away. So the family immediately began preparing food. Some meat was cooked over the fire. Some was smoked above the flames to help it last longer. Every piece was valuable, because nobody knew when the next hunt would succeed. As dinner ended, something unusual happened. For the first time all day, nobody was running. Nobody was hunting. Nobody was searching for food. Instead, everyone sat together around the fire. The oldest members shared stories. Children learned new skills. Hunters explained what went right and what went wrong during today's hunt. This wasn't entertainment. It was training. Every story could save someone's life. One day, as darkness covered the forest, someone added more wood to the fire, because during the night, the flames could never be allowed to die. Sometimes, one person stayed awake, watching the fire, listening for strange sounds beyond the light, because outside the safety of the campfire, hungry predators were still awake. But despite the freezing nights, the dangerous hunts, and the endless work, ancient humans never stopped, because tomorrow the entire routine would begin all over again. And this is where most people completely misunderstand ancient human life. They didn't work 8 hours a day. They worked to survive every single day. The next time you wake up and think, I have nothing to do, remember this. For ancient humans, there was always something that needed to be done. Find water, collect firewood, repair the shelter, sharpen tools, watch for predators, prepare food, protect the fire, teach the children, plan tomorrow's hunt. Every task had one purpose: stay alive. There were no salaries, no promotions, no weekends, no retirement, no vacations. Nature was their boss, and failure wasn't losing money. Failure meant death. Yet somehow, humans kept going. Year after year, generation after generation. They adapted, they learned, they invented, and little by little, those survival skills changed everything. The shelters became stronger, the tools became sharper, the clothes became warmer, families grew larger, tribes worked together, and eventually, those same humans built villages, then cities, then civilizations. Everything we have today started with people who refused to give up. The phone you're holding, the clothes you're wearing, the home you live in. Every invention can be traced back to those ancient survivors who woke up every morning without jobs, without money, without modern technology, and still found a way to survive. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Vyronex, because history isn't just about the past, it's the story of how we became who we are today. Until next time, stay curious.